Bahay na bato. Tagalog, literally house of stone. This is a type of building originating during the Philippines Spanish Colonial period. It is an updated version of the traditional Bahay kubo. The arrival of the Spaniards in 1571 brought in European colonial architecture to the Philippines. Though it is not specifically suited for the hot tropics, European architecture was transposed via Acapulco, Mexico into a uniquely Filipino style. In this era, the nipa hut or bahay kubo gave way to the bahay na bato, stone house, and became the typical house of noble Filipinos. The bahay na bato, the colonial Filipino house, followed the nipa hut's arrangement such as open ventilation and elevated apartments. The most obvious difference between the two houses will be the materials that was used to build them. The bahay na bato was constructed out of brick and stone rather than the traditional bamboo, timber, and other wooden materials that elevates the house. It is a mixture of native Filipino, Spanish, and Chinese influences. During the 19th century, wealthy Filipinos built some fine houses, usually with solid stone foundation or brick lower walls, and overhanging. Wooden upper story with balustrades and capiz shell sliding windows, and a tiled roof. Excellent preserved example of these houses of the illustrious Filipino can be admired in Vigan, Ilocos Sur. Preserved example of bahay na bato are also found in Taal, Batangas, and Boac, Marinduque in southern Luzon, Iloilo and Carcar, Cebu in the Visayas, and Dapitan in Zamboanga del Norte. The next video that you will see explain and shows the bahay na bato. Please enjoy the video.
From the 17th and 19th century, a new domestic prototype sprung from 2 centuries of development. Called the Bahay na Bato, this house form merged the features of indigenous and Hispanic building traditions. The Bahay na Bato was also the outcome of profound social change following the ascendancy of the native aristocracy or ilustrados, who demanded a new kind of dwelling that expressed their wealth, cultural attainment, social status, and even European pretensions. The Bahay na Bato descended from the Bahay Kubo and resembled the arquitectura mestiza of the 17th century. These houses were typically 2 stories with a ground floor made of massive cut stone or brick walls, and the upper level built of hardwood. Grillwork protected the ground floor windows, while second-story windows were broad with sliding capiz shutters or glass panel. Beneath the pasamano or windowsill were auxiliary windows called ventanillas or small windows, protected with iron grills or wooden barandillas, balusters, and had sliding wooden shutters. The house was capped by a hip or gabled tiled roof with a steep slope reaching a 45-degree angle to repel rain and oust warm air within. Roof tiles were set in 3 or more layers, which added a considerable weight to the structure. Since they could easily displace and fall apart during earthquakes, hierro or galvanized iron sheets took their place beginning in the 1880s. The hardwood post, at times unprocessed, carried the weight of the roof system. The thick masonry was merely a skirt concealing the wooden legs in the ground floor. Resonating the spatial concept of the Bahay kubo, the living quarters were found at the upper floor, while the dark ground floor vestibule known as saguan was reserved for storage, and where the staircase leading to the upper floor could be found. A wooden staircase or escalera with two landings led to the upper floor and directly onto the interior overhanging veranda. As one ascended this staircase, the visitor waited to be received at the caída or antesala. It was a most immediate room from the stair and functioned as a foyer leading to the sala or living room. At one end of the room was the comedor or dining room, which led to the cocina or kitchen with its distinctive banguera. The kitchen was sometimes built separately from the house, but was linked to the house by a walkway. Adjacent to the kitchen was the baño or paliguan, or bathroom, and latrina, toilet. The batalan of the Bahay Kubo metamorphosed into the azotea, an outdoor terrace where the residents and their guests usually relaxed. At times, the azotea was used for food preparation and laundry activities, as it was located either beside a balon or well or over an aljibe, cistern. The cuarto or bedrooms opened into the spacious living area. Room partitions did not reach the ceiling, ending instead in calados or fretwork that enhanced cross-ventilation inside the house. With the wide doors leading to the rooms open on most occasions, the house virtually had the essence of being one space. The Bahay na Bato had several regional mutations. In the Ilocos region, especially Vigan, walls on both stories were of plastered brick embedded with a wooden frame. Exteriors had undecorated pilasters and simple continuous cornices. In Mindanao and Sulu archipelago, where Spanish influence was minimal, stone houses developed artistic features more reflective of local aesthetic traditions.
Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you learned something about the Bahay na Bato. Thank you and God bless.